Hello, I am Judy Cooper with the Lake Park Public Library, and I would like to welcome you to a new webinar that we are putting on in conjunction with the Area Agency on Aging. This is fraud, scams, and identity theft, how to respond to and recover from financial crimes. And Jameel Edney will be our instructor. Let me go to Jameel.
Well, thank you, Judy, for the intro. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Jameel Edney, and I'm the Elder Rights Coordinator representing the Area Agency on Aging. And before I do give any of these trainings, I like to start off a little bit of background of what the Area Agency on Aging is. So the Florida Association of Area Agencies on Aging is comprised of 11 separate nonprofit organizations. Each agency covers a specific geographic region. All of Florida Area Agencies on Aging have the mission of helping older adults and persons with disabilities live with independence and dignity. As an association, the Area Agency on Aging collectively address issues around advocacy, policy, training, leadership, and innovative programming. The Area Agencies on Aging in Florida decided that as community leaders in the field of aging, it was important to combine our knowledge and expertise and to develop comprehensive trainings that we can bring to our providers and the community at large. So here are just some stats that we accumulated over the years of your odds of experiencing fraud, scams, identity theft, or exploitation. So if you live in the United States, there's a 1 in 600 chance of you being victimized by one of these crimes. If you live in Florida, there's a 1 in 100 chance. If you are 60 years of age or older, you have a 1 in 25 chance. And if you have a mental health condition, there's a 1 in 7 chance. It's important to note that financial exploitation is known as illegally or improperly using an older adult's money, benefits, belongings, property, or assets for the benefit of someone other than the older adult. It includes unauthorized withdrawals of money from an older adult's account, unauthorized credit card use, changing a will without permission, provision of unnecessary services, disappearance of valuable possessions, and forged signatures. Financial abuse is self-reported at a higher rate than emotional, physical, and sexual abuse or neglect. And unfortunately, the issue has reached epidemic proportions. On February 22nd, 2018, the U.S. Department of Justice indicted 250 defendants who collectively stole $500 million from older adults. And of that, $100 million came from South Florida. In 2017, seniors in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast reported thefts of money and property totaling almost $19 million. That is over $50,000 per day and about $1.5 million per month. 20% of older crime victims are victimized multiple times per year. And in addition to losing income and assets, victims often spend months sorting through documents and dealing with financial institutions simply to stop the fraud from continuing. Catching financial crimes early can protect financial assets and prevent loss of independence. So here are some common scams that I've seen individually as working at the Elder Rights Center. So here's one, the bank credit card scam, which is where a caller may pretend to be from your bank and say there has been fraudulent activity on your account and ask you to verify your personal information. Sometimes they will tell you to give your credit card to the bank employee who will physically come to your home to retrieve it. The IRS scam is where you'll receive a call, email, or letter that says you owe money to the IRS and tells you to respond immediately or face jail time or fines. And then you have the tech support scam, which is where you receive a call from Apple or Microsoft stating that you have a virus or need a system update. The caller requests remote access to your computer. Then they may lock the screen and tell you to pay money to get your files back, which is also called ransomware. So how can you tell if fraud or identity theft is happening? And here are some signs of fraud or identity theft. Bank or credit card statements with charges you do not recognize, letter from your bank or credit card company saying your information was changed, calls from debt collectors saying you have past due bills you do not recognize, health plan notice saying you reached your medical benefit limit, a letter from Social Security saying your information was changed, or a letter from the IRS saying more than one tax return was filed in your name or saying you had income you do not recognize. And it's also important to note that there is a difference between financial exploitation as a form of abuse and financial exploitation as a criminal act or scam. Financial exploitation as a form of abuse is committed by a person who is in position of trust and confidence with the older adult. This person either knows or should know that the older adult lacks the capacity to consent. In an institutional setting, this can be a facility employee, and in the home setting, an adult child or other family member, neighbor, or friend. Criminal activity is perpetrated by a stranger. And what to watch out for to help others. Unusual activity in a bank account, change in financial habits, change in ability to meet obligations such as rent and utilities, lack of amenities such as TV and clothing, signatures on checks that do not match the person's signature, a new best friend or romantic partner, a caregiver who promises lifelong care in exchange for property and or access to financial accounts, and if someone's income and assets should be able to meet their needs but are not, there's a problem. So identify an exploiter. Although abusers can be male or female, studies show that perpetrators are more commonly male. It is most common that a family member is perpetrating the abuse, with reports as high as 90%. In 66% of elder abuse and neglect incidents, the perpetrator is an adult child or spouse. Approximately 36% of nursing homes have been in violation of elder abuse laws. So some questions to note are the person's relationship with friends and family suffering. Is someone stopping an older adult from receiving services without explanation? Or does the same person always speak for the older adult? So what steps can we take to prevent fraud and identity theft? So some tips and strategies to minimize your risk of fraud, scams, and identity theft. Do not give out any personal information by phone unless you made the call to a number that you do know. Use the phone number on your bank card rather than looking online. If someone is trying to rush you, think twice and take your time. Ask the caller to send everything to you in writing. Also remove mail from your mailbox right away. Shred mail and old documents. Carefully review all bank account and credit card statements right away. Also, get your 3 free current annual credit reports. Is there any information you do not recognize? Set up automatic notifications that your bank will notify you of all charges. Do not let anyone else use your credit or debit cards. Use extreme care when adding someone to your bank account. Place a fraud alert or security freeze on your credit report so thieves cannot open accounts in your name. And also be wary of emails from unknown senders. Do not click on odd links or attachments. Use a credit card with a low limit for online shopping, and also do not put any identifying information on social media. So what help is available if something does happen? Our main goal at the Area Agency on Aging and in the Elder Rights Department in particular is to stop crimes against seniors from happening in the first place. One of the most critical pieces to preventing elder abuse, educating seniors, professionals, caregivers, and the general public about elder abuse. So what is the Elder Rights Center? We're part of the Area Agency on Aging. We serve Palm Beach County. We have 1 full-time staff member, which is myself. And we have 8 to 10 volunteers, including attorneys, paralegals, and retired financial executives. And we serve older crime victims and adults with disabilities. And the Elder Rights Center of Excellence, also, we provide information to help prevent further victimization. We work to stabilize victims and help them understand their rights within the criminal justice system. And we work with caregivers to protect seniors if a senior can no longer protect themselves. And here are just some things that we've done over the years. We have served over 75,000 older crime victims since establishing the Elder Rights Center in 2003. We are currently serving about 5,500 people per year. We helped with over 4,000 crimes involving money in 2018. And financial losses from seniors in our area have exceeded $50,000 per day or $1.5 million per month. We work together with local police departments and sheriff offices to get police reports for victims of crime who are over 60 years old. And approximately 20% of the people we serve are victims of multiple crimes, such as more than one scam or the theft of a wallet and then a subsequent fraud issue. Okay, so how can we help at the Elder Rights Center? We file victims' compensation claims for property loss. We communicate with a landlord, employer, creditor, government agency, or other third party. We file claims or complaints against individuals or companies who defrauded the older adult. We get and review credit reports to check for fraudulent activity. We work with legal aid to establish legal or financial protections, such as guardianship, representative payees, and powers of attorney. We work with caregivers to establish a circle of care for the older adult, and we take other action as needed to prevent further harm. So a circle of care, this is just basically a image of the overview umbrella that we work under. So just some key points. We work to build a circle of care for those that have experienced fraud, scam, identity theft, neglect, abuse, or exploitation. And we collaborate with local and national aging networks to discuss challenges, identify solutions, draft legislation, and locate resources. We work together with legal aid and Florida Rural Legal Services to help clients with unlawful detainer of unwanted persons from the senior's home, guardianship, end-of-life documents, financial exploitation, and bankruptcy. So the area agency on aging as a whole, what we do, our helpline is the gateway to publicly funded services for seniors, such as help with in-home services, adult daycare, home delivered meals, respite care, transportation, and medical supplies. Our foster grandparent program gives low-income seniors the opportunity to serve as mentors and tutors to children in pre-K to third grade. Our Healthy Living Center provides health education on important issues such as medication management, osteoporosis, injury prevention, mental health, and Alzheimer's disease. And then our SHINE program helps seniors make sense of the often complicated Medicare program, including decoding medical statements, filing claims, and processing appeals. And then lastly, our caregiver support programs include training, counseling, group adult daycare programs, housing improvements, and legal services. So ultimately, our mission is to promote, support, and advocate for the independence, dignity, and well-being of seniors, adults with disabilities, and those who care for them in a manner that values diversity, reflects the communities we serve, and embraces the collaboration of the Aging Network. And here's my email address that is directly to me. And that's it.
Well, thank you, Jameel, for your wonderful presentation. And this will be located on our YouTube channel, which can be found by searching for Lake Park Public Library. There are also a number of other videos with similar content on there as well, if you would like to check those out. Thank you.
And thank you, Judy, for having me.